Hi, boys and girls. We are going to come back to this accessing prior knowledge now that we are at the end of our unit on weather and climate. We saw this at the very start, and that was when we were trying to think about what we already knew. Now we have gained so much knowledge about weather and climate that maybe our answers have changed. So we're going to come back and we're going to read what each student had to say and see which one we agree with the most. So student A said weather is the same everywhere. Student B says seasons cause the weather to change. Student C says climate helps us predict what the weather will be like during a season. And student D says weather and climate are the same. So what I want you to do right now is think, what student is correct? Now that you've gained so much knowledge, which student is correct? Pause the video if you're not sure. All right, moving to student A. Student A is incorrect. Student A said weather is the same everywhere. We know that's not true. Weather does change from place to place depending on many different factors, such as the air temperature, the moisture in the air, elevation, even landforms. So student A is wrong. Weather is not the same everywhere. Student B is also wrong. Seasons do not cause the weather to change. So here's something interesting. Seasons are just a human classification. We made those words up, not a force that causes the weather to change. Weather changes from season to season based on the tilt of the earth, its relation to the position of the sun, and the location of the place on Earth. So whether it's near water, or near mountains, or near the equator. We just notice those weather and climate patterns, and we give them a name like fall, summer, winter, or spring. So seasons themselves are just names. They're just words, and they're just classifications for a certain type of pattern in our weather. Student C is the correct answer. Student C said climate helps us predict what the weather will be like during a season. So we know that climate is a range of the region's weather patterns over many, many years, and we can use those patterns from the climate data, and those patterns can help us predict what type of weather we would expect during the different seasons. So I know that if I'm talking about winter in Michigan, I can predict that the weather in December is going to be snowy. That's based on the climate patterns. Student D is incorrect as well. Student D said weather and climate are the same, and we should know by now that they are definitely not. Weather can change from day to day, but climate is the average weather conditions in a certain place over an extended period of time. Great job.